Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. And we are back for Squid Games, episode 8, Frontman. Let's just get into it. So we get to the scene where Junho escapes the facility that he was hiding in because he got the documents finding out that, he got the information from Cougar Man. He got his information and then he escaped. So he took one of the little jet things and escaped the island, and then he landed to some island and tried to make it so he could get cellular service. I don't know why I thought he made it to like civilization. I was like, oh, now he could just run to a police station. No, he was like still on some remote island. So then he was trying to get cellular service, and then when he did, he tried to send all the information to the chief of the Squid Games, and then he was able to get a phone call and told the chief and to send in units, troops, and backup. And then the chief was like, he couldn't hear what he was saying. He was like, track the phone because the company tracks each officer. So he told him to track the phone because the cellular service is available so they could like get to the island. That cuts. And then we get to the scene where we're back at the games and Sungwoo and Gi-hoon were arguing because Gi-hoon didn't like how Sungwoo pushed an innocent man to his death. And then Gi-hoon said, I know if you were there, you wouldn't do it. And we're here to get to the end for the money. And then Gi-hoon was like, is that all you are? Is that all you want to do? It was just trying to, bring up humanities in it. And Sungwoo was like, it must have been done. Which is, no matter how you see it, if they didn't get across, they saw the platforms exploded at the end. So it was either get killed or be killed. So then we see that 67 was limping and she looked like she's struggling to survive, like she's fighting for her life. And then that's when they told them, thank you for being finalists. The guards, the pink suits came with suits for them to wear and they had to change into their suits. And then 67 was in the bathroom cleaning up because a huge shard from the glass stabbed her in her abdomen. So here she is bleeding to death. And she just wraps it up and she's trying to stay alive. And then she changed into her suit. And then it was just bad. It was bad. So they changed into their suits and now they're eating steak. And Gi-hoon and Sungwoo are arguing. They are arguing. And they weren't arguing. They were just like very competitive. Like they're just eating and eating and eating. And then lo and behold, I was thinking, is this the game? Like eat? And then eat each other? I don't know. I was really thinking, because you don't know what it could be. But it was just a meaningless dinner. I guess like a final meal before you die. So they finish, but 67 was struggling to eat, which was a shame. It was a shame. It was sad. She didn't even finish. So then they finished eating, and then they gave him a knife at the end. So they cleaned up the tables and gave him a knife. So I was thinking, is this a surprise game? Are they going to like stab to death? What's going on? Because 67 is not in good shape. She looked like she's being taken out now. So then turns out they take the knives to go back. So, every nighttime people attack at night. Even though it only happened once, but I guess they just want the people to kill each other at night. So they go back, and then Sungwoo is watching Gi-hoon. Gi-hoon's watching Sungwoo because he's afraid like he's going to kill him in his sleep. And then Gi-hoon notices 67 was just dozing off. She just kept dozing. So he walked up to her and she was like trying to defend herself with her knife. She was like, stay back. And then he was like, Miss Ma'am. So then he said he knows that she's dozing off. Is everything okay? And then she said she's good. Why does he care? Is he going to tend to her? And he says, no, but like, let's get you help. And he finds out that she was bleeding in her abdomen. So then, Gi-hoon, he acts like a white lady and he starts screaming. He starts screaming, running in circles, and he ran to the guards and was screaming and demanding them for help. And then the guards came. So I was like, oh, for once, okay, maybe they're taking care of them. They came with a box, meaning 67 has been eliminated. So then Gi-hoon was confused when they were bringing a box, so he turned around, and of course, we see Sungwoo. When Gi-hoon was running around being like a white lady, Sungwoo went and killed 67. So Gi-hoon saw that, and he was like, he didn't think of it. He just thought Sungwoo was just looking over her dying, and he saw that Sungwoo slit her neck, and then he was so mad that he tried to like stab Sungwoo, and then Sungwoo went, "Ugh," and then that's when the guard just hit him with the gun and then stopped them both from fighting because they had to make it to the final game. But it was quite sad. Like, they had to make 67 go out like that. At least have her. I don't know. That was just. I don't even know. That was bad. That was bad. So they just packed up 67, tossed her body, and burned it. It was unfortunate. Then we get to the scene where Junho is, escaping. So he was running from the people. The pink suits made it to that island, and they saw Junho, and then suddenly he made it to the edge of a cliff, and then they said, "Come with us," and he said no. And then the, what do you call the thing? Frontman. The name of this episode, Frontman. I'm a little late. He walks up and says, "Oh no, come with us. Like, I want you alive. Come with us." And then Junho said no. And then that's when Frontman reminded him, "I know the gun you're using is the gun the Korean police use. There's 5 barrels, and one is a blank. And then you already use one to shoot the entrance. So therefore you have 3, and you use one to shoot the other guard. And therefore you had 2, and use that one to shoot the lock. So you have one bullet left in your barrel. Are you really going to waste it?" And I was like, now, Junho kind of came with some bullets, but yeah, he only had 1 bullet. So as he was coming closer and closer, Junho said no. And then that's when the front man just kept walking closer and closer, and then he shoots him. It surprised everyone because he didn't think he was going to shoot him. I thought he was going to, pierce it. He shot him in the shoulder. So that's when the front man decided to reveal himself. So when he take off his mask, it turns out he's Junho's brother, the winner of the last Squid Games in 2015. Crazy. So then he goes, "Why?" All you hear him goes, "Why?" Like, why did I say why like that? He go, "Hui." Young Hui. And then that's the last words you hear of Junho. And then he shoots him. His brother shoots him. In-ho shoots him. And then once he shoots him, they didn't think he was going to kill him. And then I think he shot him twice. Y'all let me know. I think he shot him twice where Junho falls into the ocean. And it was unfortunate. Junho falls to the ocean. It was unfortunate. And that was the last we seen of Junho. And that was kind of sad. I hope the documents sent, but yeah, he fell to the ocean. And then that's when Frontman puts his mask back on. And then return back to the games. So then, wait. That was the episode. that was the episode. 67 dies. Junho falls in the ocean. I'm gonna rate this episode a B- because it was very short. It was short and sweet, but I wanted 67 to live. I wanted her to make it to the final game at least, but she couldn't. So yeah, that was it. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment below and take care.